Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Thursday, so we're going to catch up on the news. Hope everyone is doing well on this wonderful Thursday afternoon. Let's say hello and goodbye, that stuff. I was not late or gay. I was within my 5-minute window. Suck it, D's. Brian, what's up, buddy? Bad Dazza, hello, hello. Dog Mama, Digger, hello. Hey, Linda. Hey, Mystic. Fiery, what's up, buddy? And that looks like the starter crew. So, we got some interesting news today. Joseph Biden was in Michigan, and we got some other political stuff going on with some border shit. Um, we have some speeches. Nikki Haley, of course, because South Carolina is coming up. So we got a lot to cover today. So we're gonna get right into it. Breaking 100, and this breaking is real because this just happened today. 150 Democrats vote against a bill to deport illegals caught driving drunk. So there's some bills trying to pass the House, and 150 Democrats voted that even if you're drunk driving, hey, HT, even if you're drunk driving in the United States, then that's not a reason for deportation, even though it's a felony in most states. So that's always interesting. It did pass basically along party lines with a little bit of Republican or a Democratic support, but it wasn't a lot. It was not a lot. So, they don't care, just more voting base. So, moving on. Viewer discretion is advised. Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s TikTok account commented on a quote thirst trap video back in 2022. So he obviously wasn't on his burner account. Rookie mistake, but here's the account and the post. So So Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and then they're gonna click on his account. It goes to his presidential account. Team Kennedy 2024. So it is RFK Jr. On the thirst traps post, which I don't care. I think it's kind of funny, but yeah. So they're making a big deal about that. Hey, Mets. So whatever. I mean, he's human, but media gonna media. Like I said, the former Vice President Joseph Robinette Biden was in Michigan today. I didn't know about it, or maybe I would have went down to Wayne. If you remember, this is where I originally went because he was supposed to meet with UAW workers on the strike in Wayne, Michigan. And I streamed from there. I did not go down this time because frankly I didn't know about it. But so this is the preparing for it. Most popular president ever. 81 million votes, ladies and gentlemen.
Palestine will make us proud. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. From the river to
So this is well, this road that would have went across this way, that's got to be Michigan Ave. It's a little hard to tell, but this is the Wayne Ford plant behind us. And obviously they're heavily armed to quell protests and stuff like that. That's always good to see. No matter what side you're on, don't agree with what they were chanting, but I know, just early by a couple months. But he should be back in Michigan, given that the Michigan primary comes up on the 27th. So this is going to be a little bit longer video than I generally do for the news, but this is his entirety of his visit to the UAW hall in Wayne. So clap, you bastards. That's his old. That's Fain, Sean Fain, the UAW leader.
All right. Welcome, UAW family. It's good to be here. Good to see all of you out here doing what we're going to be doing for the next several months, because we got one objective now. You know, we just had our recent meeting. We had our national cap. A lot of you were there. There's one plan we have going forward, and that's to keep Joe Biden as our president.
Gross.
That's right.
Potato!
And you guys know, I don't have to spell this out for you because all of you know this, you know, but this is our message going forward. We know who's been there for labor, and we sure as hell know who wasn't. It's a very clear choice in this election. It's a very simple choice for all of us in this election. You know what the hell is going to happen if this man's not president, because we've seen what happened. Labor went backwards. Working class people went backwards. The poor went backwards. Everybody suffered. So this is our shot. This is our time. This is our mission from this day forward. We're going to fight like hell, and we're going to ensure that Joe Biden's the next president so that the working class keeps moving forward. So with that, I want to introduce the President of the United States, our candidate, our guy, the man who stood with us in our big three fight, and the man that continues to stand with us in our future fights. Brothers and sisters, UAW family, let's welcome President Joe Biden.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Supporting you is the easiest thing I've ever done. Not a joke. I was raised on GM. My dad managed the dealership, didn't own it, managed it. And in Delaware, we used to have the highest percentage of auto workers of any state in the nation because we're a small state. We had the largest GM facility and the largest Chrysler facility outside of Detroit. And that's how I got through school. That's how we all made it.
You're not in Detroit, Joe.
I'm going to be brief because I know you have been doing a lot of work here. First of all, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, that old expression in a little town I grew up in Delaware called Claymont, Delaware. You all are the ones that brung me to the dance.
Corn Pop,
I
Jack.
never left you. I never left you.
Hey, Ozzy, what's up, buddy?
To me, it's a basic thing, and I mean this sincerely. You know, Wall Street didn't build
what's up, Skip?
The middle class. Labor built the middle class, and the middle class built the country. Really.
Not a joke.
And when labor does well, everybody does well. No, I'm not just saying it. I know I'm the most pro-union, anyway. I won't go into all that. But the reason I say it is true. I asked the Treasury Department to do a study on the impact of unions on wealth and society. The single biggest reason why we have unions are growing, the single biggest reason why the economy is growing, because you are the best workers in the world. That's not hyperbole. No, you really are. You really are. And when labor does well, everybody does better. You even got non-union shops a raise. They owe you.
Oh, please touch that black woman's hair. I want to see her slap the shit out of you.
I'm only going just a little bit more. There used to be a theory called trickle-down economics. No, I mean, Democrat and Republican presidents adhered to it for a long time. It was that if the wealthy do very well, the whole economy will grow and all trickle down. Well, not a whole hell of a lot ever trickled down on my dad's kitchen table. No, I'm serious, not a joke. I've always believed you give everybody an even shot at a job, they want to do it. They'll do it and they'll do it well. And you are the best trained, you are the best workers in the world. I'll give you one example. I decided that I had to do something in the first year because remember all those computer chips weren't available for the cars? Well, I got in a plane and against the advice of many, including some of my own folks, I went to South Korea and I met with Samsung. I met with the president of South Korea. And I said, why don't we invented the damn chip. No, we did. We refined it. We used to have 40% of those chips we made. I said, why don't you invest in America? He said, we're going to invest in America. Invested $100 billion in America. Guess what? Excuse me, $50 billion invested by these guys. Well, I said, why are you coming to America, Samsung? He said, 2 reasons. One, I give him my word. You have the best workers in the world. No, that's not a joke. The best in the world. And secondly, it's the safest place in the world for me to make my investment. And folks, look, we now have, in large part because of you and organized labor, the strongest economy in the whole damn world. We do. We do. In the whole world. Inflation's coming down. Jobs are growing. We created 800,000 manufacturing jobs. Remember they told us we were dead, manufacturers dead in America? China was going to eat our lunch? Well, guess what, man? We don't taste that good. So look, folks, I really mean it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the whole country owes you. They really owe you. And I'll tell you a guy I owe. I owe this guy named Sean. He stood up. He gets it. No. He
I owe
gets it.
10%. He's the big guy.
Come here. Come here. I really mean it. Because when we got all these numbers moving and you guys endorsed me, he talked about a simple thing. He said, this is about giving people a shot. That's all it is. It's just fairness. Give people a shot. That's what you do. That's what you do. And besides, you built my 67 Corvette. My pride.
The one you hid the documents by, Joe?
You watch me race on my 67 Corvette? It's only a 327, 350. I tell you what, man, I got up to 130 miles an hour, though. Secret Service doesn't like riding with me very much anymore. Anyway, thank you. And you're not only helping auto workers, you're helping every worker in the world. You really are. You're the best workers in the world. That's not hyperbole. And I learned a long time ago, last comment I'll make. I've been doing this a long time. I know I don't look like I'm 40, but I'm 40. Right? Anyway, but 40 times 2. But the thing is that, there's a provision in the law that was passed during Roosevelt's time about the big fight was could unions organize then? That was a big issue.
The what, Joe?
Not only said unions could organize, it said we should encourage the union movement. That's what it says, the law. It says one other thing. When the President of the United States is given money by the United States Congress to spend, whether it's on an aircraft carrier or a highway or any public event, they should do 2 things. One, this is what the law says. One, they should hire American workers. 2, they should use American products. And you can make an exception if you didn't have the worker for a particular job or a project or the material, you could hire somebody else. But guess what? For the longest time, we didn't pay attention to it. I pay attention to it. That's why we're growing. Made in America by Americans. That's why we're the best in the world, and you're the best. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Sounds very base, Joe. Sounds very MAGA. So that that was the incoherent potato speech that Joe Biden gave in Michigan today, apparently. Yeah, the yelling thing, it's gotta be, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I think it had something to do with his cognitive you know. Anyways, this is what so even his own party's starting to roll on him a little bit. This is Joyless Reed. Um she really has TDS now. She even has Trump's haircut. Like she can't even say his name enough. Now she has Trump's haircut. But listen to this clip that was live on her show the other day.
Over the weekend, President Biden said he's ready to take action if Congress is serious about solving the border issue.
If that bill were the law today, I'd shut down the border right now and fix it quickly. And Congress needs to get it done.
Starting another fucking war.
Yeah, you heard that correctly. Starting another fucking war. Well, listen to it again. That was good.
Congress needs to get it done.
Starting another fucking war.
That was great. That was great. That was good to see. Yeah, they're even turning on themselves at this point, and it's pretty interesting. So, moving on to another thing that's infuriating. Video appears to show hidden guarded room holding illegal aliens inside Atlanta airport. Video exclusively obtained by the Daily Caller News Foundation appears to show a U.S. service member, not Secret Service, service member guarding a room chock full of illegal immigrants at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Republican State Senator Colton Moore, who is the vice chairman of the Georgia Freedom Caucus, took the video Tuesday night and told the DCNF that he learned of the hidden room full of migrants to a whistleblower at Atlanta's airport. So this is the video courtesy of the Daily Caller. What's up, Comer?
You're on the second one now? Yeah. That's what he said. You recording? Yeah.
Dr. Kevorkian's doctor. Allegedly. Joe has a doctor named Joe. Holy shit, it is.
What do you want to do? Put him to work? I just want to get a documentation of him. Are you like ICE or something? Senator from here in the state of Georgia. Senator Colton Moore, representing Northwest Georgia.
Yeah, they have like government, like some kind of agency that works.
I got you.
In there.
Okay. All right. Appreciate you, Joe. Excuse us.
I think he's one.
How's it going, man? Yeah. You guys documented or?
Yeah. Yeah.
Transporting anybody anywhere?
Yeah, we're all getting them flights to where they need to be.
Okay, where do they need to be?
All over the place.
Where are they coming from?
As in, like, country of origin, stuff like that. Also all over the place.
All over the place?
Yeah.
You know when they come into the U.S.?
Why, can I ask you why you're asking these questions?
Yeah. The senator from Northwest Georgia.
Yeah.
And not a big fan of human trafficking. Just want to make sure
everything's
above board here.
Yeah, so these are just recently documented travelers getting released from ICE, getting to where they need to be.
Okay.
Holy shit.
So you're port accompanying volunteer
Yeah.
Team Liberty.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a non-government organization? What is that?
Yeah.
So you receive. How'd you get the job?
I'm a volunteer. I
Just
mean,
a volunteer?
there's people that they get dropped off here from ICE detention with no help, so we just,
All right.
yeah.
Sounds good,
Who the-
man.
oh,
Care for
shit.
you.
Good?
Yeah. Care for
that
you,
up.
man.
Who the hell are they who is funding an operation like this to take over a room at a massive airport, to send them all over the country, send them with flights, all that kind of stuff?
Just take a little closer look.
I mean, you can stand right there. I don't know you I don't know you very well either. So
Just let me get a video if you don't mind.
actually, you cannot get a video.
No.
You cannot get a video.
No, you're not allowed.
You're not allowed. You're done.
Okay.
To a senator in the state, like an NGO telling a senator that he can't do anything. Like, this is, I mean, I understand, but that needs to come out officially. Like, that needs to be officially released, not just speculation. Has Castro's boy Trudeau invited them? Potentially. We'll have to ask our resident Canadian if she wants to take any in, but didn't they do that when they toured the detention camps in Texas? Blacked cameras? Oh, I'm sure they did. Sure they did. But I still like this was from the hearing the other day. I still like the supposed MAGA border plan. Oh, Mads, you're Canadian too, aren't you? Canada says hell no. This is supposedly the MAGA border plan. I'm on board. I'll vote for it.
I will not yield. I want to remind the public that Donald Trump and House Republicans also have their own ideas for the border. So let's review the majority's border ideas that they've actually presented. Here they are. Donald Trump actually has said that he wants to build alligator moats along the border. That's one of his incredible ideas.
Hell yeah.
Another idea that Donald Trump has promoted is he actually wants to electrify the border fence and maybe even put
Sounds good.
spikes on the border. That's another Donald Trump and MAGA majority border idea.
I'm game.
Another idea, which I'm not sure how well it would go, is he wants to actually bomb northern Mexico with missiles. That's another Trump idea.
Sounds
And
good.
finally, I think one of the ones that I think is the most grotesque is suggestions that instead we should maybe just shoot migrants in the legs as they cross the border. So once again,
Works
the
for
Donald
me.
Trump and MAGA plan is alligator moats, bombing northern Mexico, shooting migrants in the legs, and electrifying the fence and putting spikes on them. That is the Donald Trump border plan.
Mr. Garcia, you have me sold. I say bring the bill to the floor and let's vote on this shit today. Let's fix this problem once and for all. I have been pro Gator since the start. I think it homes a lot of good Gators and gives them some work and gives them a job and something to look forward to every day. I'm pro Gator. Yeah, the guy he's talking about is Trump. This guy's a Democrat. He's trying to make fun of him, but he's not going to. That would be terrible, but I wish he would. Sharks would be good too, but I think Gators would be a little bit better because they can get up on land and stop them before they enter the water. Because if they get halfway, they're in America. So we don't want to take that chance. Speaking of somebody who should be deported, we're going to go to Minnesota for my good buddy Red and one of his representatives. This is Ilhan Omar talking about the other day, Somalians and putting Somalia first and blah, blah, blah. And then we'll follow it up with a motion to censure on the House floor that probably will fail, but he absolutely could. Yeah. Yep. I think that's probably what's coming. That's true. That's very true. I say we should just give California to China, since it's already like 3/4 of the way there, and just wipe our debt clean. Debt zero, you get California, we're all happy. See, I'm solving problems here. Truly solving problems.
annaga haddii aan nahay dad Soomaali ah waxaan nahay dad isjecel waa laga yaabaa meelaha qaarkood inaan isku xagxagano laakiin haddii runtii ay imaato waxaan nahay dad isku tashto dad walaalo ah dad dhiig lah dad isku og inay Soomaali yihiin inay Muslim yihiin oo iyagana isku hiiliya dadka walaalahoodna u hiiliya marka daraad markii ayaan dhexdaas markii aan maqalnay in qaar Soomaali ah ama Soomaali sheegato in Ethiopia ay la galeen maba aqaan af Soomaali wixii lagu dhaho agreement heshiis maxamuud nuur hadda aniga Soomaaliga badiyo soo ceeb ma aha dad badan ay soo wacay oo waxay leeyihiin ilhaan dowladda Mareykanka inaan la hadashid waaye dowladda Mareykanka maxay ka qabanaysaa jawaabteedu waxay ahayd dowladda Mareykanka waxay ka qabanaysaa wixii annaga aan dhahno dowladda Mareykanka qabo waa kalsoonidaas inaan isku qabno annaga Soomaali haddii aan nahay waddankan annaga ku nool waddankan waddankii aan annaga tax ka dhiibno waaye waa waddankii gabar idinka dhalatayne ee Congress-ka fadhiso intii aniga aan Congress joogo waddanka Soomaaliya biyaheeda dad kaleeta iyo badeeda dad kale ma qaadanayaan waddanka Mareykankana kuma taageerayo dad kaleeta in annaga ayna dhacaan marka taas ka seexda reer Minnesota gabadhii Congress-a u dirsateen way idinka war haysaa sidaad idinka u dareemaysiin dantaas ay u dareemeen madaxweyne xasan shiikhna waxaan leeyahay waan kugu faraxsanahay shaqada fiican aad qabatay in dadka Soomaaliya iyo dadka meel kasta ku nool aad dareensiisay si kasta anaga aan u dhibanahay Soomaali hadii aan nahay waxaan nahay dad karti leh dad wadankooda aqoonsan dad wadankoodii aan wiligood danger laga gelin karin marka waxaan reer Minnesota iyo Soomaalida meel kasta ku nool adeerkaya hadda mar dhow ka hadlaayay idinkaga hambalyeynaya sida aad isku wada duuban tihiin sida aad kulligiin u garab istaagteen madaxweynaheena because uu u baahan yahay in kulligeen aan garab istaagno Soomaaliya waa Soomaali Soomaaliya waa hal walaalaan wada nahay dhulkeena lagama kala qaybsanayo dhulal baa naga maqan raadsanaynaa insha Allah mar maalinta laakiin inta aan haysan hadda lama kala qaybinayo marka waa mahadsantihiin dhamaantiin sidaad ii sharaftiin oo markasta aad iigu soo dhawaysiin ilaahay idin sharfo assalaamu alaykum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh
Here's a suggestion. Go back to fucking Somalia. If you're that concerned about Somalia and you care that much about Somalia, one, you're a fucking traitor to the United States, and two, go back to Somalia. Plain and simple. Thanks for playing. See ya, bitch. That's just, I mean, it's just disgusting to have a member of Congress standing up and defending another nation over the United States. No, she's not going to go back to Somalia. We have all the resources. Maybe. I know, right? How do you feel? Damn, is Red still here? How do you feel, Red? About your Snow Gadishu. Yeah, I mean, it's disgusting. And then, of course, we have MTG introduces a resolution to censure Ilhan Omar. And I know people have a tossed feeling about MTG. I think she was on our side until the whole they sued her, told her she couldn't run again. I think she was compromised at that point. That's my personal opinion on it. but she still has some base takes, and she still tries to get out in front of some things. I don't think she's quite as controlled opposition as some. I think she's just on a very short leash because they allowed her to stay in office. So she's definitely compromised, in my opinion. She's just still can get some jabs in now and again. So
Censuring Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota. Whereas elected members of Congress take an oath to bear true faith and allegiance to the United States without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. Whereas Representative Ilhan Omar took an oath of allegiance to the United States upon becoming a citizen, declaring, "I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen." Whereas on January 27th, 2024, Representative Omar gave remarks at an event in Minneapolis in which she made treasonous statements. Whereas Representative Omar said she has spoken to many Somalians who asked her to intercede for the Somali government by pressuring the United States government into certain actions. Whereas Representative Omar assured the Somalians she spoke to, the U.S. government will only do what Somalians in the U.S. tell them to do. They will do what we want and nothing else. They must follow our orders, and that is how we will safeguard the interest of Somalia. Whereas Representative Omar continued, "For as long as I am in U.S. Congress, Somalia will never be in danger. Its waters will not be stolen by Ethiopia or others. Sleep in comfort knowing I am here to protect the interest of Somalia from inside the U.S. system." Whereas George Washington warned in his farewell address of 1796 to guard against the impostures of pretended patriotism, and further declared citizens by birth or choice of a common country, that country has a right to concentrate your affections. The name of American, which belongs to you in your national capacity, must always exalt the just pride of patriotism more than any appellation derived from local discriminations. Whereas these statements by Representative Omar clearly violate the oath she took as an elected member of Congress to defend and protect the United States Constitution. Whereas Representative Omar has exhibited the treasonous tendencies George Washington warned about, and her actions must be condemned by all members of Congress who adhere to the oath they took upon assuming office. And whereas by openly admitting her efforts to advance Somalia's interest using her position as a United States representative, Representative Omar has revealed herself to be a foreign agent acting on behalf of a foreign government. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota be censured. Representative Ilhan Omar forthwith present herself in the well of the House of Representatives for the pronouncement of censure. Representative Ilhan Omar be censured with the public reading of this resolution by the Speaker, and Representative Ilhan Omar be and is hereby removed from the Committee of the Budget and the Committee on Education and the Workforce.
So you heard it there first. I don't think the censure motion is going to gain any traction. I don't believe they voted on it yet. I haven't seen a vote. But I think it's absolute bullshit. And I agree, Bryan Mast. If you're not specifically fighting for America, if your allegiance isn't to the United States, then you shouldn't be here, let alone be in public office. You take an oath, you uphold your oath to your country, and I think it's incredibly important to continue doing so. Because if not, we break and fracture here in this nation. And if you don't have allegiance to the country you serve, then you definitely shouldn't be in political office, and you probably shouldn't be in the country. So I hope there's action taken. We both know there's not going to be. We'll probably see a military support bill going to Somalia at some point, especially as things heat up, which we'll get to a little bit later. But I think it's absolutely disgusting that we have sitting members of Congress that are praising and trying to engage in protection of other countries. Yeah, yeah. I think there's a fine line, but your oath is to the U.S. Constitution and to protect um and subversion of that is treason. You foreign dealings, foreign entanglements, that kind of thing. So I think the comments alone, but if there's anything to the comments alone, I don't have a problem with. I would imagine that there's probably some supporting documentation to show that she's either lobbied for or done something for the interest of another nation over that interest of the United States. So, but yeah. So it'd be interesting to see where it goes. I don't think it will go anywhere. Another interesting thing, kind of maybe a little bit of a win. And again, I'm not for banning free speech, but if you're trading CSE, then you should probably not be on socials. And all the reports say that Elon and X have dramatically reduced those types of materials on social media. Oh, okay. No worries. Yeah, we better not send money, but we probably will at some point. So this was a congressional hearing. It was between the big tech companies, and X touted the fact that they got rid of people that trade files in the PDF file. Yeah.
X suspended 12.4 million accounts for violating our CSE policies. This is up from 2.3 million accounts that were removed by Twitter in 2022.
I can't actually say it, so I'll put it in between child and then what's the E stand for? I think it's exploitation. And then yeah, you got it now. Okay. So, I think that's in the positive direction, and all the reports say that he's actually combating that kind of information on the site. Again, I don't think there's free speech when you're harming children, personally. So I'm okay with them. Of course, you can go too far with banning people and stuff like that. And I hope it doesn't go into other areas. But if it stays in this area with this focus, then I'm totally happy about it. So, oh, it is right there. Damn, it's right there. Thanks, Linda. So from good news to sad news, Senator Joe Manchin's wife hospitalized after a car crash. Senator Manchin says his wife, Gail Connolly Manchin, has been hospitalized and is in stable condition after a car accident. Manchin stated in a release Tuesday morning. On Monday, my wife Gail and her colleague Guy Land were involved in a car accident on the way from the airport to the hotel in Birmingham, Alabama, for an Appalachian Regional Commission event that was planned for today. The ARC provided additional details saying another vehicle struck their car while they were en route to attend a grant workshop. According to Senator Manchin, both Gail and Land were admitted to local hospital where they're receiving excellent care. He added Gail remains in stable condition, but will stay there for a couple days as precautionary measures. Gal currently serves as the federal co-chair of the Appalachian Regional Commission. So, hope you guys haven't had dinner because now we're going to Nikki Haley. Nikki thinks she's going to run the table in South Carolina. She thinks she's going to win big coming up this next week. She thinks she's going to turn this around, and people are going to be apologizing to her as mighty Lord Dictator because she's going to turn this around. So, this is her blaming everybody. The Clinton playbook. She's running the Clinton playbook. So, what's up, Bifrons?
So give us a sense, we talked in Iowa, we talked in New Hampshire, and, the gap was larger, obviously, in Iowa. Then Trump beat you by about 11 points in New Hampshire. So how much would you have to close this gap, which is about 26 points apart in your home state of South Carolina, in order for you to say, I'm going to keep going?
Well, first of all, I think you have to go back to New Hampshire. We moved 25 points in the 3 weeks prior to the election in New Hampshire. If you're going to talk about this poll today, I would say that you should also talk about the Quinnipiac poll that came out yesterday that showed that Donald Trump loses to Biden by 7 points, and I beat Biden by more than 7 points. So, the fact is this comes down to Trump lost in 2018. He lost in 2020. He lost in 2022. How many times do we have to lose to realize that we've got to get this right? When we look at the situation, we will have a female president.
Which I know is
it will either be me or it will be Kamala Harris. If you nominate Donald Trump as the Republican nominee, Joe Biden will win and Kamala Harris will become president. That's a fact. So what we're doing now is we're going around the state. We're reminding them that we passed the toughest illegal immigration law in the country. President Obama sued us over it, and we won. We're reminding them that we passed voter ID and made sure that we had 11% unemployment go down to 4%. We're reminding them that we did pension reform, that we cut taxes, and that we became the beast of the Southeast from all the jobs that we brought. South Carolinians remember that. They know Donald Trump was their president. They know what he did. They also know I was a good governor. We're going to show them that we can also be a good president.
Well,
the answer is all of them. She prefers all of them, preferably at once. It's like a giant war gangbang. All at once. She wants them all at once. Has she seen Biden lately? He's likely to survive the vote. Yeah. And I think she's very far off. I understand she's going to say things to try and sway people and try and rile people up, but she just doesn't have the support. We saw it. 70% of the Democrats voted for her just to screw Trump. So, if we're being honest, that's why she was competitive in New Hampshire. So, yeah, I won't vote for Biden Harris, and I'm not voting for Nikki Haley. That's for damn sure. Usually, yeah, of course. Speaking of Donnie, Donald Trump will remain on Illinois ballot as election board turns back challenge under Constitution's insurrection amendment. Good, because as I said before, the states don't have the power. The power goes to the United States Congress. So the states don't have the power to bring constitutional challenge. And again, like the first comment, Trump was never charged with insurrection. He's never convicted of insurrection. So kiss my ass. He's running. He's going to win. Get over it. Speaking of somebody I hope doesn't run or win, we have another criminal in the United States House of Representatives. And in honor of today being the start of Black History Month, here's Cori Bush.
I hold myself, my campaign, and my position to the highest levels of integrity. I also believe in transparency, which is why I can confirm that the Department of Justice is reviewing my campaign spending on security services. We are fully cooperating with this investigation, and I would like to take this opportunity to outline the facts and the truth. Since before I was sworn into office, I have endured relentless threats to my physical safety and life. As a rank and file member of Congress, I am not entitled to personal protection by the House and instead have used campaign funds as permissible to retain security services. I have not used any federal tax dollars for personal security services. Any reporting that I have used funds for personal security is simply false. In recent months, right-wing organizations have lodged baseless complaints against me, peddling notions that I have misused campaign funds to pay for personal security services. That simply is not true. I have complied with all applicable laws and House rules and will continue to prioritize the rules that govern us as federal elected officials. In particular, the nature of these allegations have been around my husband's role on the campaign. In accordance with all applicable rules, I retained my husband as part of my security team to provide security services because he has had extensive experience in this area and is able to provide the necessary services at or below fair market rate. These frivolous complaints have resulted in a number of investigations, some of which are still ongoing. The Federal Election Commission and the House Committee on Ethics are currently reviewing the matter, as is the Department of Justice. We are fully cooperating in all these pending investigations. In September of last year, 2023, after conducting a months-long investigation, the Office of Congressional Ethics found no wrongdoing and voted unanimously to dismiss the case. I look forward to this same outcome from all impending investigations. And I am under no illusion that these right-wing organizations will stop politicizing and pursuing efforts to attack me and the work that the people of St. Louis sent me to Congress to do, to lead boldly, to legislate change my constituents can feel, and to save lives. Thank you.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Just another right-wing MAGA ultra conspiracy blah blah blah. You broke the law and you're trash. And I hope you do get charged. I know. All those secret meetings in my basement. The part she represents is right. So moving on to something a little bit more somber. As you know, I covered when it happened. 3 U.S. service members were killed in Jordan. Many injured. So we're gonna kind of walk through this because this is this will transition us from the politics segment to the war segment of the news roundup today. And we're gonna start with Potato in Chief and his
We lost 3 brave souls in an attack on one of our bases.
Yes.
And I'd ask you to hold the silence for all 3 of those fallen soldiers.
Jesus.
And we shall respond.
As President Biden found.
Yeah, fuck you, Fox News. So we just want the first part of that clip. So then President Biden called the family of one of the troops that perished in this attack. Which we're not going to get into conspiracy theory tonight. Maybe as more information comes out, there's more information that it could have been one of our drones. I just want to put this out there. The United States was being an aggressor in the Trump administration and flew a Reaper very close to the Iranian sovereign territory. The Iranians shot it down, which is part of international law because it was past that zone and it was collecting signals intelligence from the ground. It was under international law that they could shoot it down. So they went to President Trump and he asked for a damage assessment. They said immediate With the retaliation, it would be 300 to 800 lives lost. And he explained, well, no American service members died. It was just a drone, and ultimately did not bomb Iran. Since that, I feel like they've been itching to get Iran involved in an attack. And the more and more I see come out of this story, the more and more I wonder if the United States may have done something. Let's just may have dropped the ball and allowed something shitty to happen. So, but this is President Biden calling the family members of one of the family members of one of the fallen soldiers.
There's nothing anybody can say or do to ease the pain. I've been there. And by the way, we're promoting her posthumously to sergeant.
Oh, wow. That is the best news I've heard today. Thank you so much. You don't know how much that means to us.
Oh, well, I tell you what, it means a lot to me. My son spent a year in Iraq. That's how I lost him. And 1% of all these kids are the ones that take care of 99% of us. And Sergeant Sanders, gosh, she has the picture I'm looking at, she has such a beautiful smile across her.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
She did. She absolutely did light up every room she was in.
That's pretty clear from looking at it. There's nothing anybody can say.
So we obviously thank you for your sacrifice, and we mourn the loss of your soldier. It's absolutely tragic when any service member dies, especially when it's for some senseless bullshit, which it looks like this might be. But Joe has to make it about his son, who did not die in Iraq. Did not. He spent a year in Iraq, but he did not die in Iraq. And just to continue to bring that up over and over again, it's like, damn, dude. So Joe is about to kick off World War III. We're gonna get to that in a second. So it's unfortunate. Should have been about the service member that was lost, not about Joe and his wandering stories. Speaking of wandering stories, Senate. These are X messages from Senator Lindsey Graham. Hit Iran now, hit them hard, and Senator John Cornyn, target Tehran. And then you see how the people feel. Should President Biden order strikes on Iran after 3 U.S. troops killed in Jordan? From a poll with about 10,000 votes, just short. It's not 3 a.m. yet, but Ladybug wanting that war. Oh, hell yeah. So we might see this flip at 3. We got about 6 hours here. Maybe I'll get back with you guys. Oh no, it's final. Never mind. They closed the poll. So from one of the people that I follow closely on here, 51% of people said no, and 37.2% are Nikki Haley voters, and 11% are unsure. Oh hell no! I've made that mistake before. What's up, Peach? So, my opinion, I think they're going to use this to start another war. We've seen that on the flight radars. Cheese and I have been looking at it. We saw heavy traffic 2 nights ago, and we'll go over there real quick. So this is the United States. This is the U.S. military that's up currently over the continental United States. So we have some C-5s that are making the trip back over. For those who don't know, usually leave the East Coast. We fly over to Mildenhall, which is right here north of London, like northeast of London. And then they fly further into the Middle East from there. I think this is Israeli. No, this is a French 330. So that's probably taking some kind of equipment. All that to say, there's heavy staging, and you can see this QID. So that's a 135. So that's an air refueler. So there's probably some fighters up somewhere. They might be refueling bombers or maybe even those C5s. But we have a lot of 135s up, even at this late hour. So there's a 762, so that's a command and control plane, and I believe the one underneath of it. Nope, that's a P8 now. So P8 Poseidon. We have a 135 there. We have another command and control up over our nuclear arsenal. It's always good to see. And we have some Stratos all around, which are those tankers. So a lot of heavy military activity. We have an F-35 up in Arizona. Hope they have good weather to fly. We don't need to lose another one. It's a really expensive airplanes. But so that seems to be the direction we're headed. We're staging for a big attack. And we've seen that on the flight radars. Midstream Griff, hit that like button and make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. Thanks, Sticker. I don't know. I'm sure there's been opposition to him, but I don't know. I don't know, to be honest with you. All right, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you again. So I think that there's definitely going to be some kind of military action taken. We've seen too much build up in the region, too much. There's been too much of people talking, just way too much. Where did I put that? Oh, I clicked the wrong button. Don't tell me I just got rid of it. There's been way too much going on to believe that nothing's going to happen in that region. And I think I did. I think I just deleted it. You dumbass. All right, so we'll go back to shit. All right, give me 1 second. Because I clicked the wrong button and deleted it. So there's a lot of that going on where we're starting to see a lot of different information coming out, a lot of different war hawks that are really trying to get it going. So yeah, there's a lot going down in that region. And I personally think that we're going to be kicking off a full scale war in the very near future, coming forward. I think it's unavoidable at this point. It seems that everybody, our political class, wants it. It seems that it's heading in that direction, and it seems that we can see the direct military staging that's going on. So, still has 30 U.S. civilians in Palestine. What's up, Griff? Yeah, there's the whole world's a mess. The whole world's a mess. And so this came out 2 nights ago. So 29th was when the really heavy staging started, and we could see it on many of the flight boards and stuff like that. And it reads, as early as tonight, President Joe Biden will authorize U.S. military action in the Middle East. Not only did he leave that incredibly wide open, he also, like, what are we attacking in the Middle East? Because the Middle East is huge, and for us to just say, yeah, we're just going to go at the Middle East, that's kind of a crazy notion, if you ask me. What in the Middle East, Joe? Do you even know? Like, do you have any idea what we're gonna hit in the Middle East? And I think it's just open so that he can have whatever action he wants to take to move forward. And frankly, that scares the hell out of me. Absolutely scares the hell out of me that they can just go with impunity. Sorry, I almost have everything back. Screwed it up. And we've seen bombing runs start to pick up. We've seen all that kind of stuff start to pick up. North Korea, 2 different reports from North Korea that said that they're testing missiles, hypersonics, that kind of stuff. We've seen reports out of just countries across the world. So it seems to be heating up, and that is for sure. I can't find the other one. Where the hell did it go? There it is. Okay. Okay, so this is John Kirby talking about the service members, and then we'll go to.
We believe that the attack in Jordan was planned, resourced, and facilitated by an umbrella group called the Islamic Resistance in Iraq, which contains multiple groups, including Kataib Hezbollah.
Was KH the principal behind it? They seem to have fingerprints of this sort of precise attack.
As I've said, I mean, this certainly has the earmarks of the kinds of things that Kataib Hezbollah does. But again, for our purposes today, and the question you're asking, the attribution that our intelligence community is comfortable with is that
100%
this was done by the umbrella group called the Islamic Resistance in Iraq. We believe that the
Damn. Okay, 100%. Because they have already said that they're looking into selective service and starting with birthdays that were from 2023. So you know damn well they're going to recall military personnel first. For him to say mission accomplished. Right. Remember the 11th of September? Anyways, jet fuel can melt steel. Here's Anthony Blinken talking about the same
Note that
topic.
This is an incredibly volatile time in the Middle East.
No shit.
I would argue that we've not seen a situation as dangerous as the one we're facing now across the region since at least 1973, and arguably even before that. And that is the environment in which we're operating. And of course, that was triggered by the horrific attacks of October 7th by Hamas against innocent men, women, and children. We've made very, very clear from day one that we're going to defend our people, we're going to defend our personnel, we're going to defend our interests. And that's exactly what we've done. We've taken action, and significant action, to deter groups, to degrade their capabilities in Iraq, in Syria, in Yemen. At the same time, the president's been very clear that we want to prevent broader escalation. We want to prevent this conflict from spreading. So we are intent on doing both. That is, standing up for our people when they're attacked, while at the same time working every single day to prevent the conflict from growing and spreading. And that's exactly what we'll continue to do. It's fundamentally what's in the interest of the United States, what's in the interests of the region, and I think what's in the interest of the world. But the president said this, I think, virtually from day one, to anyone who would try to use the crisis in the Middle East, the conflict in the Middle East, to sow further instability and to use it as an excuse to attack our personnel. We will respond. We will respond strongly. We will respond at a time and place of our choosing. And obviously, I'm not going to telegraph what we might do in this instance or get ahead of the president, but I can, again, tell you that as the president said yesterday, we will respond. And that response could be multi-leveled. come in stages, and be sustained over time.
So that's what Blinken has to say. Yes, he virtually said it because he never actually said it. Yeah. Well, it's politics speak. You never. I mean, you say it all without saying anything. So this was yesterday night. U.S. forces bombed targets in Yemen. So that was not the buildup that we were seeing, but they obviously said, hell, we're in the area. Let's drop some bombs on Yemen." So on Wednesday, U.S. F-18 Super Hornet fighter jets conducted airstrikes on at least 10 unmanned drones in western Yemen that were in the process of preparing for launch. It's reported by CBS News. The network cites a senior defense official in Bahrain. So that happened. Like I said, we had missile test and ballistic missile test off from North Korea. And then another U.S. fighter jet crashes off South Korea's coast. U.S. Air Force pilot successfully ejected from his F-16 fighter before it plunged into the sea near South Korea on Wednesday, as confirmed by U.S. military authorities. This incident marks the second such crash within a month. According to the U.S. 8th Fighter Wing, the pilot, whose identity remains undisclosed, was flying over the waters of the southwestern coast of the country with an unspecified in-flight emergency, leading to the crash approximately 8:41 a.m. local time on Wednesday. Within less than an hour, rescue teams retrieved the pilot, who remained conscious, and transported him to a medical facility for evaluation. No casualties or property damage resulting from the crash have been reported thus far, and an investigation into the cause is underway. Colonel Matthew C. Gatke, commander of the 8th Fighter Wing, expressed gratitude to the Republic of Korea's rescue forces in the collaborative efforts in swiftly recovering the pilot. Attention now turns to locating and salvaging the aircraft. The incident follows another F-16 crash from the 8th Fighter Wing in December, where the pilot also safely ejected during a routine training exercise. Additionally, the previous month witnessed a tragic accident when a U.S. Air Force Osprey aircraft crashed off the coast of Japan during a training mission, resulting in the loss of all 8 crew members on board. Nope. They could be. They damn well could be. Yeah, but he can't. Please, God, no. We can't survive another. We can't survive it again. So are they jamming our capabilities somehow? That's my first thought. Because we had the Osprey and then we had the F-18s. 16s? You said 16, but I thought it was F-16. Sorry. F-16s. So there's obviously some kind of issue because it's happening in the same region. China's right there. Could they be jamming something, or could it be malicious code? Is that why they grounded the Ospreys? All these questions, no answers. Is that why the F-35 sucks? Who knows? I'm not saying I know. But so we're moving on to Prison Planet. We don't have any like terrible ones tonight. There's some bad ones. I think there's like 2 terrible ones, but not as many. And we're going to start with the funny one, so we don't need that trigger warning just yet. But Amish horse and buggy stolen from Walmart. And this happened in Michigan. Sturgis, Michigan, a woman has been apprehended and is anticipated to be charged after purportedly stealing a horse and buggy from Walmart parking area during the weekend. Authorities responded to a local Walmart on Saturday following a report from an Amish family regarding the theft of their buggy and horse. A truck driver informed investigators that he witnessed the incident and provided a description of the suspect. Well, the bitch that's not Amish in the horse or on the horse. Police disclosed they had previously encountered the suspect, a 31-year-old Sturgis resident, earlier in the day at the same Walmart, though they did not elaborate on the circumstances of the prior interaction. Later in the evening, the horse and buggy were discovered unoccupied nearby. Law enforcement stated the woman was located at a nearby motel and apprehended without any resistance. Although the suspect has not been arraigned, authorities anticipate that she will face charges of larceny and larceny of livestock. Both the horse and buggy have been returned to the family, apparently unscathed. So that's good. That's good. It's good that, yeah. I mean, you don't want to steal horses from the Amish. My question was why the hell were Amish at Walmart? But I think so. Don't you tie string around the. Never mind. That's awesome. From one dumbass to another one. We're not going to read this whole article because it's way too in depth. Instagram post lands a man 5-year prison sentence. So Bradley Morgan, 24, of Kokomo, Indiana, has been sentenced to 68 months in federal prison after pleading guilty to a felon in possession of a firearm. So this is a picture that he posted on Instagram when he was a convicted felon and not legally allowed to have a firearm. So he's serving 5 years in prison because he broke the first rule of don't talk about your crimes on the internet. What a dumbass. Moving from one dumbass to the next, watch illegal alien who attacked NYPD officers in Times Square. So this happened a couple days ago. And then he was released without bail. And this is the message he has for the good Americans.
Just into Fox News now, NYPD making 2 more arrests, illegal immigrants, and that attack on officers. Those
Whatever the
suspects
hell
also
they want.
allegedly stole an officer's cell phone. Well, that'll help them track you down. So a 5th illegal immigrant accused of attacking 2 New York City police officers over the weekend showed no remorse or regret. He was seen, as you can see, giving his 2 middle fingers to the cameras moments after being released without bail. Florida Senator Marco Rubio wrote, "Message to America from one of the illegal immigrants who assaulted NYPD officers, walked free with no bail, and heads back to a shelter funded by taxpayers." So far, police have shared 4 mugshots of the now 7 people arrested in connection with the brutal beatings in Times Square. Just into Fox News.
Yeah, they're just mocking us at this point. They don't give a shit. They're just going to keep doing it. But moving on to the next idiot of the day. California man arrested after $5 million worth of Nike products found in warehouse. I imagine they're probably stolen, if I'm being honest. LAPD Commercial Crimes Division Cargo Theft Unit announces the arrest of a suspect involved in huge organized retail crime on January 27, 24. Detectives from the theft unit executed 2 separate search warrants in Hollywood and the city of Hawthorne, California. Hawthorne is where SpaceX is located. The Hawthorne location was identified as a warehouse where the suspect was seen delivering stolen Nike products. He had a whole damn warehouse. Holy hell. Detectives, along with Nike's global security director and other supply chain investigators, conducted a search of the location and discovered thousands of pairs of stolen Nike shoes, clothing, accessories, and unique prototypes worth approximately $5 million. The investigation led to the arrest of 37-year-old Roy Lee Harvey Jr. It's believed that Harvey Jr. is responsible for receiving, distributing, and reselling a high dollar amount of stolen property. It's one hell of a racket. But you gotta hide better than that, bro. Gotta hide better than that. I'm sure. Damn. You stole $5 million worth of Nike shit? Hey, what's up, Devo? Yeah, we're gonna get to that. That's coming up in a little bit. man who leaked Trump's tax returns sentenced to 5 years. Former contractor at the IRS who discloses tax records of former President Donald Trump to the New York Times and those of billionaires like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk to ProPublica received a 5-year prison sentence on Monday. Charles Littlejohn entered a guilty plea in October with prosecutors seeking the maximum penalty of 5 years in federal prison, asserting that he abused his position by unlawfully disclosing thousands of Americans' federal tax returns and other private financial information with multiple news organizations. Prosecutors alleged that Littlejohn weaponized his access to unmasked taxpayer data to further his own personal political agenda, believing that he was above the law. So it's good that somebody got something. I think that it should probably be more than 5 years for privileged data like that. But I mean, it could be worse. Could be just like anything else. And just get swept under the rug. But it didn't. So good to see that there's some kind of penalty for doing stupid shit. Moving on to those aforementioned acid attacks. So this one happened yesterday. There's not a whole lot of additional information, but 9 people, including children and police officers, taken to the hospital after a corrosive substance thrown in South London, say police. Suspect is still at large, according to the BBC. So this is kind of a map of where the attacks allegedly took place. So some kind of acid attack. I mean, you know who likes acid attacks. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying. Yes, Little John. Huh? Exactly. And they need to be punished as well, but yep. And that's a great segue to this next one. Family Dollar worker sentenced to 35 years for emptying a mag into a shoplifter. So he was charged. Houston man was sentenced late Friday to 35 years in prison for shooting an accused shoplifter in the back at Family Dollar store on the 4500 block of Martin Luther King Boulevard Jr. Boulevard. Go figure. Never would have guessed. On Easter Sunday in 2022, Harris County DA Kim Ogg announced gun violence in Harris County is out of control because of situations like this in which someone thinks they can take a life because they are mad. Ogg said the victim is, in this case, had a family and was loved, and he should be with us today. He was committing a crime, though. Antonio Batres was convicted of murder by Harris County jury in a 5-day trial for shooting 49-year-old Troy Odom on Sunday, April 17th, 2022. Potentially. So he probably was obviously fed up with people just coming in and robbing the store. And there was probably some indication that maybe he's going to lose his job or, something to that kind of situation. And he probably got fed up. So death penalty for shoplifting, you really getting dystopian. I'm not saying it was justified. I'm saying I could see why. I mean, the stealing bullshit really kind of gets out of hand, and I can see how somebody get frustrated with it. I'm not saying that it's justified or that it should. I'm just saying I can see why. Not justifying it. All right, not justifying this bullshit either. Climate activist has attacked and thrown soup at the famous Mona Lisa painting in the Louvre. This happened a couple days ago. again.
Qu'est-ce qu'il y a de plus important?
Maybe.
Notre système agricole est malade. Les agriculteurs un Français ne fait pas tous ses repas tous les jours.
On va vous demander d'évacuer.
I don't know what they're saying, and or I don't care. It's probably both. Yeah, I really don't care. I don't get what they think they're getting out of this. You think it's gonna change anything? Probably not. But let's be honest, it's probably not gonna change a whole hell of a lot. And it's just stupid. It's just annoying at this point. Just stop. Stab it. I don't get it. I really don't. Thought we had one more. Okay. Unlike Liberty Safe, though, Ring will no longer allow police to request users' doorbell footage. So they're going to stop rolling over and just giving it to officers. I would assume it still could be drawn with no warrant. But they're going to stop voluntarily giving it to them. So that's good. That's good for individual freedoms. We'll see. But good move on their part. Better than the safe company. So we got a couple different shootings at schools. This one happened today. Purportedly shows shooting at McKern High School in Cobb County, Georgia. Police say 2 people were shot and suffered non-life-threatening injuries. These 2 individuals are not current students and have been shot in the parking lot at campus. Both individuals appear to have suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Cobb County Police have secured campus and are actively investigating the identities of both individuals and the associated circumstance. Campus is in code red. Police are on campus. And for the safety of both students and staff, parents will not be allowed on campus and buses will not run until the code red is lifted.
You're right, Coach.
Niggas holding each other's straps.
Oh, shit!
Fuck. Viewer discretion. I didn't think it was going to actually show it. Shit. All right, crowds of people can be seen. This is the other one. This is in Hueytown, Alabama. Crowds of people seen running for cover after shots were fired following an after-school high school basketball game. Currently, numerous law enforcement and other emergency crews are on the scene. Shots fired outside. You will hear shots in this one. This one was a couple days ago. Probably not. No, they were a different color. No, it wasn't in that video. Whatever. Well, I fucked up the videos and did it backwards. It happens. So we're just gonna, these next 4, we're just gonna keep that warning up. Yeah, next 4, we'll keep that warning up. Body camera footage shows a, quote, violent registered offender run from Florida police. He doesn't get very far. Port Orange, Florida Police Department on January 29, 2024 at 11:49 a.m. Bolo was issued for an automated license plate reader for a white older model Lexus headed southbound on Ridgewood Avenue near the intersection of Ridgewood and Dunlawton Avenue. The owner said the vehicle has an open warrant with full extradition out of St. Lucie County for failure to register. Officer Reel was able to quickly relocate the vehicle. 57-year-old Sean Gary Hendershot at the gas pumps of a 7-Eleven gas station. After Hendershot provided Officer Reel with a false name, he attempted to flee on foot but was quickly apprehended. It was later discovered that Hendershot had multiple warrants for both St. Lucie and Dixie County in reference to a violent offender probation for failure to report change of residence. In addition to the warrants, Hendershot was charged with providing a false name and resisting arrest.
So again, real quick. So you want to say the name is Blake Barry Anderson?
Hendershot.
Hendershot.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
that's what we're gonna go with. All right, I'm gonna give you one chance. Give me your real name. All right. So if that is not your real name, we can avoid that one charge, and we can just go by the reason why I'm stopping you, the reason why I'm getting out with you. What do we want to do?
1031.
Is that your is that your actual name, the one you just gave me?
Yeah.
Okay. So just to be fair, I just want you to sit right there for me, and just get your hands out of your pocket. And you have no form of identification on you at all.
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Listen, Charles, what I want you to do real quick, I just want you to turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Okay.
Stop running! Whoa, go, one, five, three, one, stop running, man. You're not gonna outrun me. All right. Get on your stomach right now. Get on your stomach. All right, Central, I got him on the ground. 209 Dillon.
I guess that didn't shot very far.
All right, well, I'm going to handcuff you. I'm going to move you to your side, okay? Keep your hands on your back, all right?
Yeah.
I'm going to handcuff you so I can stand you up. Nope, and I got him 10-12.
They're real tight.
Yeah.
Not advice. We don't give advice.
They're real tight.
Yeah, be faster than the police. All right, so he's going back to jail. And this guy's going back to jail as well. Masturbating convicted murderer attacks woman as she walks alongside the shoreline of a Florida beach. Yep. Pinellas County detectives assigned to the robbery homicide unit have arrested 44-year-old Timothy James Graham Jr. for robbery, battery on a person 65 or older, tampering with physical evidence, false imprisonment, tampering with a witness, and exposure of organs. At 5:15 a.m., deputies responded to 10th Avenue and Gulf Boulevard in the Indian Rocks Beach after receiving a 911 call from a victim, a 66-year-old female. Detectives state the victim was walking northbound on Indian Rocks Beach from 4th Avenue when she observed Graham jogging northbound on a beach near her dunes. Once at 16th, the victim turned around and began walking southbound back alongside the waterline of the beach, passing Graham. Detectives then advised the victim observed Graham following behind her with his penis exposed. Masturbating. Detectives then state that the victim called 911 attempting to flee the beach when she was tackled by Graham from behind, pinning her to the ground. Graham then took the victim's cell phone and tossed it into the sand. While on the ground, Graham began to thrust his body into the victim while continuing. Graham got up, took the victim's phone, fled the area before being captured by deputies. Graham has a lengthy criminal record, including an arrest in November 23 for the same damn thing. Graham's previously spent 21 years in the Florida Department of Corrections for attempted first-degree murder and arson and was released in 23. Graham was arrested and charged with robbery, battery of a person 65 years or older, tampering with physical evidence, false imprisonment, tampering with a witness, exposure, and transported to Pinellas County Jail. Anyone who's asked or who may believe they're a victim of Graham's is asked to contact Corporal Aaron Berzanzi. The investigation continues. So they'll try and add on charges and probably put him away for life. Hopefully. She almost got masturbated. He had a lengthy criminal record. Wink, wink. Maybe. But yeah, hopefully he goes away for a really long time. Speaking of a guy that went away for a really long time, eternity. Alabama is set to conduct its first execution by nitrogen gas within the hour. So this was on the 25th, just after the show last week. The U.S. Supreme Court rejection of the final appeal. He was executed using nitrogen gas. So they put nitrogen gas into his lungs. He allegedly struggled for a while, but he did eventually pass away. I think it was 21 minutes or something like that. So he needs to never see the stars again. No business being in public. Yeah. But yeah, this is the first execution in some time after they outlawed all the chemicals to be able to do it successfully. So moving on. CBP. Young female U.S. citizens got caught at border with meth and fentanyl in vaginal cavities. El Paso, Texas. U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers working at the Paso del Norte border crossing encountered individuals attempting to smuggle fentanyl and methamphetamine concealed internally within their bodies on 4 separate incidents. Yeah, I know you're talking about Camden Crankit. Sorry. This is exceptionally dangerous practice that could be lethal if drug packaging were to rupture during a smuggling episode, says Ray Provincino. Fortunately, CBP officers were able to identify and stop these smuggling attempts before a medical emergency developed. On January 14th, CBP officers intercepted 189.8. That's a lot. Grams of fentanyl and 65.7 grams of methamphetamine from a 36-year-old female U.S. citizen. The woman arrived via the pedestrian lanes and was subsequently referred for a secondary inspection. A CBP canine inspection and pat-down search were conducted, leading to the detection of a narcotic-filled bundles concealed within the vaginal cavity. On January 15th, CBP officers intercepted 119 grams of fentanyl from a 22-year-old female U.S. citizen. A CBP canine team conducted inspections and alerted to the presence of narcotics from the woman who arrived via pedestrian lanes. A secondary inspection, including pat-down search, resulted in the detection of one fentanyl-filled bundle concealed within the vaginal cavity. Later that same day, officers intercepted 143.6 grams of fentanyl from a 45-year-old male. I don't think it was in his vaginal cavity, but maybe. We'll read on. Also a U.S. citizen. A CBP canine team conducting inspections alerted to the presence of narcotics from a man who arrived via pedestrian lanes. A secondary inspection included a pat-down search, resulted in the detection of 2 fentanyl-filled bundles concealed within the rectal cavity. What's up, Stevie? On January 24th, CBP officers intercepted 51.2 grams of fentanyl from a 41-year-old female. Also a U.S. citizen, the woman arrived via pedestrian lanes and was subsequently referred for secondary inspection. A pat-down search was conducted, leading to the detection of 2 multicolored fentanyl-filled bundles concealed within the vaginal cavity. Subjects were arrested by CBP and turned over to Homeland Security investigations for further investigation. It's quite a bit of fentanyl. And obviously they're finding different ways to get it in. Giggity. He thought that it's being friendly. Gross. So we'll go on to this. I don't understand what happened here, but or the why, but this one was really interesting. Dramatic footage captures a vehicle driving through and plunging off a fishing pier in Virginia. On Saturday morning around 6:52 a.m. in Oceanfront Beach, Virginia, a car crashed breaking through a metal gate, driving at high speeds as it proceeded to traverse the entire 1,000-foot wooden fishing pier before it eventually drove off the edge of the pier, plunging and crashing into the water. The incident prompted a heavy police response that remained at the scene for much of the day. Officials say at least one person is presumed dead. The motive of the driver is unknown, and it is under investigation. So this is kind of what the gate looks like. And if you've ever been to a pier like this, there's generally people fishing, walking, leisure, and it's usually pretty high off the ground and pretty deep water. And this is just wild.
Is he about to drive off the edge? Oh my god. No way. Dude, no. Is he about to...
Don't call me dude. He almost looks like he kind of slowed down, like he kind of chicken shit it out at the end there. I don't know. You're gonna do it, make it worth it, right? But that's that. It was just crazy. And viewer discretion, because this is by far the worst one, I think, most graphic one. The city is safer today. New York City brothers had human sacrifice hit list for cops, bankers, judges with stockpile of live IEDs and guns. This comes on the heels of the one that Hayden talked about earlier. The gentleman that removed the head from a federal law enforcement officer and put it in a bucket. I cannot play that video on YouTube. I do not suggest going to watch it because it was pretty terrible. But that guy was a fucking nut job. Let's just be clear. So, the Queens District Attorney Melinda Katz announced that Andrew and Angelo, not even trying, were indicted on 130 counts of criminal possession of a weapon and related charges after an arsenal of IEDs and ghost guns, including assault rifles, was found inside Astoria apartment they shared with their mother and another brother. Instructions for making a variety of bombs, anarchist propaganda, and a hit list with cops, judges, politicians, celebrities, and banker scum scrawled on it were also found during the search of the home. I know. I'm just reading the article. Untraceable guns. Those don't look very sophisticated either. Just gonna say that. This one is so fucking long. Andrew 39 and Angela 51 were remanded into custody. We're not gonna read all this. This is just cops being cops. Next court date is February 15th, and if convicted, they face up to 25 years in prison. According to the charges, based upon prior intelligence, members of the Queens District Attorney Crime Strategies Intelligence Bureau launched an investigation into the purchase of firearm component parts, accessories, and manufacture of illegal ghost guns by defendants. Members of the New York Police Department were brought into the investigation to assist in the collection of additional data, and search warrant was secured. On January 17th, law enforcement officials executed a search warrant on the brothers' residence, resulting in their arrest and the seizure of 8 operational improvised explosive devices, or IEDs, 1 partially constructed tripwire IED, 2 loaded AR-15 style ghost gun assault weapons, each with detachable mag, muzzle compensator, and threaded barrel, Gross. 2 loaded 9mm semi-automatic ghost gun pistols, 2 loaded 9mm semi-automatic 3D printed ghost gun pistols, 1 partially constructed AK-47 style ghost gun, over 600 rounds of ammunition for each of the firearms above. That's not that much, bro. 1 3D printer, which apparently is unlawful now. Shit, I'm going to jail again. 3 sets of body armor, also have that. 6 additional AR pistol lower receivers. Well, fuck. There's the 3-peat. 29 high-capacity ammunition feeding devices. 13 of them were personally manufactured utilizing a 3D printer. I'm gonna just walk down the police department, turn myself in, y'all. Toolkits to assemble ghost guns. What the hell does that mean? Metal knuckles, a radio set to the frequency of the 114th precinct in Astoria. They're not using encrypted digital. Several electronic devices, phones, computers. Numerous notebooks containing instructions on the manufacture of explosive devices and anarchist-related propaganda. Explosive residue and components to manufacture additional IEDs. 9 pyrotechnic smoke bombs. Upon execution of the search warrant at the apartment complex, which is located directly across from Con Edison Power Plant, members of the NYPD bomb squad were called to respond and subsequently evacuated the building due to the discovery of the live IEDs. I don't. And a partridge in a pear tree. Yeah. So they're 3D printed or guns that weren't made by a traditional manufacturer, basically. There was it's been a big talking point for the Democrats for a while, that kind of thing. So, and yeah, so they seem like bad dudes, but a lot of that stuff is kind of laughable. It's just tack-ons. They're just going to add it to make more charges, you know. We're gonna watch another cop saving somebody today, but this time it isn't going to be a child falling through the ice. It's going to be 2 Labrador retrievers.
Hey guys, you guys okay? Come on, boys. You coming? Come on, buddies. You okay? Come on, guys. You coming? Come on. You need help? Hi. Hi. You coming? Come on.
Puppy.
Come on. Hey, buddy. Come here. Come here. Good job, buddy. Good job. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Good boys. Good boys. Come on. Come on. You go bye-bye. Let's go. Come on. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Good boys. Good guys. Come on. Come on. Go bye-bye. Go for a ride. Come on. Hey, come on. Come on, guys. Come here. Hey, hey. Come here. Hey. Come on.
So it's always neat to see them save people or animals. Good job on that trooper. Thank you for saving the doggo. 6 hospitalized after American Airlines flight's hard landing on Maui. I don't think this was a Boeing plane. Nope, it was an Airbus. 6 individuals sustained minor injuries and were subsequently discharged from medical care following the hard landing of American Airlines jetliner at Kahului Airport in Maui, Hawaii on Saturday, as stated by the FAA and airline officials. As per an FAA announcement, the American Airlines A320 Airbus experienced a hard landing on a runway at approximately 2 p.m. local time. American Airlines, in a separate communication, indicated that those hospitalized comprised one that should be comprised. It is comprised. I was looking at it weird. 1 passenger and 5 flight attendants. Oh, so most of them were flight attendants. American Airlines stated that Flight 271 from the Los Angeles International Airport encountered an issue upon landing. The airline further mentioned the aircraft taxied to the gate under its own power and customers deplaned normally. According to the National Weather Service data, Maui experienced partly cloudy and windy conditions with a temperature of around 80 degrees at the time of the incident. So probably not weather. The aircraft accommodated 167 passengers and 7 crew, according to American. The company reported that it was removed from service and was undergoing inspection, emphasizing the safety of our customers and team members is our top priority. The FAA is investigating the cause of the incident. So it seems like it's just another thing that kind of happened. Not terribly damaging, and only 1 actual passenger. So, and it wasn't Boeing this time, so I can't shit on Boeing. Although I still will. Everything is a ghost gun now, says Rocco's like, yeah, basically. If they don't want you to have it. It's a ghost gun nowadays. It's the new assault rifle, since that didn't hit as hard. So now what's on fire in America? A mass casualty incident has been declared after hangar building that was under construction has collapsed, resulting in multiple fatalities in Boise, Idaho. I think this one was the recent one. Yeah, this one was from yesterday night. Currently, a significant response is underway at multiple authorities, along with emergency crews, respond to a major accident at Boise Airport in Boise, Idaho. Reports of a crane reportedly collapsed onto an under construction hangar building, causing it to also collapse. Emergency officials have declared a mass casualty incident with reports of 9 people critically injured and reports of 3 deaths reported at this time. Law enforcement are urging everyone to avoid the area as this situation continues to develop. And this one looks kind of nasty, but it does look like a construction accident of some kind. Hey, Light Rain. And this is an airport too. There's been a lot of air-related incidents starting to kind of get concerning, if I'm being honest. Kind of like we saw a string of train accidents. We're starting to see a lot of air incidents and accidents. So yeah, that is that one. As far as this one is kind of crazy too. A large explosion with a significant fire. What the fuck? Sorry. Okay. I just got an update. So that's with significant fire erupted at a Feather Crest Farm chicken plant in Bryan, Texas. Currently, numerous fire departments and firefighters, along with other emergency personnel, are on the scene to a reported explosion followed by a significant fire at Feather Crest Chicken Farm plant in Bryan, Texas. Black plumes of smoke and flames are visible for miles. It's currently unknown if anyone is injured or how the fire has started. And then, of course, we have an update to it. The massive fire is continuing to spread as fire departments try to put out the fire witnessed near the Feather Crest Farm chicken plant. Reportedly hearing a large boom before the fire broke out. So we'll watch the video. Really? Damn. That is a big fire.
Look at that.
Attacks on the infrastructure again. Yeah, she's going to be devastated. Chicky nugget shortage. It's a big ass fire. Moving on to more fires. Significant gas pipeline has exploded, releasing massive flames hundreds of feet into the sky. So this is in Elmwood, Oklahoma. Emergency crews and authorities are on site in Elmwood, responding to a significant uncontrolled gas pipeline explosion. Massive flames can be seen over 30 miles away, with flames reaching hundreds of feet into the air and igniting farm fields. Officials are urging everyone to avoid the area. The cause of the fire and explosions remains unclear, and an investigation is underway. And this happened early this morning. Well, I think it happened yesterday, and it was updated early this morning. So. Hell, that is an insane fire. Old Flameful. That was bad. You can punish me for that. It's okay. That was one hell of a fire. So more with the gas and oil industry. Yeah, it was fucking scary, for sure. Large power outage at the BP refinery has prompted evacuations inside of the refinery in Whiting, Indiana. Emergency crews responding to a large power outage at the BP refinery in Whitling, Indiana. The outage has prompted employees to evacuate the refinery, with the heavy flare activated observed. Reports indicated multiple streets near the refinery have been shut down. Officials state the restoration process could take several hours. Additional smoke and flames are expected as a precautionary measure to turn off products. Smoke and flames can be seen miles away. I don't know why I couldn't say Whitling. That was weird. Messed up the rest of it. And this was just a few hours ago, so.
Look at this. All the factory evacuated, but they haven't said anything about our homes. That's great. British Petroleum, BP, Whiting, Indiana Refinery, Clean Energy Company.
Yeah, BP is about to blow the fuck up.
Sorry, not funny, but it was.
Go Greta. Go Greta. Look at that shit. No.
Yeah, the Go Greta was pretty based. And then that would have been, we have one more, and that would have been the end of tonight's program. However, 3 things have happened since I started the show. So we're just going to roll with it. A small plane crashed into a trailer park. Multiple people injured in Clearwater, Florida. So we'll take a look at the footage and then look at the flight path. 2 rather big things happened, or 3 rather big things. Excuse me. Of course, I won't admit to it on the internet. Holy shit.
It looks like It looked like it came from one of those mobile homes. It like exploded. Something exploded there or something. Yep. Comes the fire truck.
That was Bryan Stelter
There's the
reporting on the
helicopter.
scene. We're lucky to have him. So anyways, it was a Beechcraft Bonanza V-35. So relatively small plane, and here is the flight path that it took before it crashed. So it looks like it was coming in. I don't know, lost control, did a quick dive maybe. I assume that maybe is where I assume this maybe where the airport is, but I don't really see a runway. Oh, the airport's down here. So he could have been trying to go into a landing pattern at St. Pete, or he made some kind of error and crashed into the trailer park. I'm sorry. There's like two more. This one just broke a couple minutes ago. Massive explosion at a gas plant leaves numerous dead and injured in Nairobi, Kenya. Obama's gonna be pissed. A significant explosion has occurred at a gas plant in Nairobi, Kenya, resulting in huge fireballs and fires raging close to the blocks of flats in the Embakasi region. A government spokesperson stated the gas cylinders were being filled when the fire broke out just before midnight on Thursday. The building hosting the company is badly damaged. Witnesses told local media they felt tremors immediately after the blast. The explosion has left at least 2 dead and 167 injured, with the death toll and injuries expected to rise. So this is within the last hour.
Oh God, the hell?
Hey, Stevie, thanks for becoming a member. Appreciate it, sir.
Oh God, what's happening? Oh God. Oh my God. That's terrible.
That is
Yeah.
one hell of a fire. Wow. I truly hope they're all okay. That looked pretty intense. And of course you don't have the emergency services, and it looked like there were several things close. So really hoping that they yeah, that was rough. That was rough. This one's a little bit funnier. A raccoon has caused a large power outage, plunging part of downtown into darkness in Toronto, Canada. Currently thousands of people, and this is within the last 10 minutes, thousands of people are without power after officials report that a raccoon made contact with electrical equipment, causing a blackout in part of downtown Toronto, Canada. Many buildings and businesses are affected, and the electrical crews are working to restore the power. So I'm sorry. It's been a shitty news night, and that's a good one to kind of a raccoon in Toronto. I want to kind of see it because Toronto is a beautiful city to go to if you've never been. I really enjoyed Toronto, but filters in the last hour. Okay, so we have a short which don't show up very well, but we'll
And walks update. We're at Young College. All the lights are out. Subway's out. So if you're heading in this area, don't. Not sure what's happening, but like the shoppers has no power.
Well, again, it
Bulk
just started
barn.
February.
It's chaos down here. So
They're
don't
cold.
head down
They
here.
need to warm up. That's what I meant.
There's your update. Hi, is your
Yeah, you
Winston
can see that the whole building there. It's I hope the Stanley Cup's okay. Stanley Cup's in Toronto. They have it in a big ass vault. Hopefully. I wanted to end it on some not shitty news. So this is kind of neat. Amelia Earhart's lost plane may have been found, says man who spent $11 million to fund the search. We're not gonna watch the video because it's CBS or is that NBC? The Today Show. They'll 100% copyright this whole damn thing. Los Angeles, NBC News, a pilot and explorer who embarked on an $11 million expedition at sea believes he solved one of the world's greatest mysteries, the final resting place of Amelia Earhart's plane that vanished in 1937. His team reviewed sonar data in December, caught by an underwater drone from his research voyage, and found a startling image, a blurry plane-like shape Romeo believes is Earhart's twin-engine Lockheed 10E Electra. So that would be really cool. That would be really cool if they were successful and actually found it. I'll actually pay attention to that one, and if there's any updates, if they go down and look for it, I will certainly update that story because it's pretty neat. So, but with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's going to take us through yet another news roundup for the week. A lot of stuff on fire. War is inevitable at this point, and it looks like things are going to get a little dicey. So, as always, keep yourself safe. Hit that like button on your way out, and I hope to see you all again very, very soon. Until next time, have a good night, everybody. Take care.